All right, guys, so we're here at the UKGE Expo, and I'm here with Ian Livingstone, and we're going to be talking a little bit about Fighting Fantasy. Now, I've been getting back into Fighting Fantasy and playing a lot more of the game books, playing through them all again, and I know a lot of other people have been doing it as well. Yeah. How has it been going for you, sort of seeing this resurgence again of the game book and stuff like that on the tabletop?
Well, it's amazing that they're still relevant after all these years. I mean, 1982 when they first came out, huge interest, the series sold 20 million copies globally. And then they kind of died off a little bit, and now there's been a resurgence. And those who read them in the 80s now got their own kids and passing the mantle. Plus, that's also been instrumental in reawakening fans of old's interest in the genre today. So it's great, and Scholastic saw that, and so they'll now be back in print. So it's good to see them out there again. It's fantastic. It makes me so proud because I just wrote a new one last year, Port of Peril, and it's fantastic to see that they're still relevant and they're still empowering, and people really enjoy being the hero in books.
It's one of the things for me is it's always stood out is that a lot of people have been trying to get into role-playing games like D&D and Pathfinder and things like that, and game books like this almost offer that first step into getting into that kind of fantasy world as well, because they've gone through the fantasy novels and then they play a game book, and then it takes them that next step into trying to be the hero and doing all those different things as well. So it's really cool to see that come together.
Some people say it's kind of the gateway drug to RPGs.
It is definitely a gateway drug.
As you say, it takes you from a linear narrative to interactive narrative. So Fighting Fantasy, branching narrative with a game system attached. It gets you into the understanding that this is a role-playing adventure in which you are the hero.
Yeah, it's really cool. And so what's the next step for what's happening with Fighting Fantasy? What's coming up in the next sort of year and a half and such like that?
Well, Scholastic have been really pleased with the sales so far, and so you'll see more titles and maybe a couple of more famous guest authors, like Charlie Hickson's just written one, Gates of Death. He's a good friend of mine, and he always wanted to dip his toe into our world, so we let him in. And but I'm writing a new one, which is great, and you will see new computer versions of it. Nomad Games are creating a new portal for some of their adventures. Tin Man Games have got apps, so I think you're going to see Fighting Fantasy emerge on more digital platforms. But of course, my heart still belongs to the book format.
I still love going through the books, having my fingers between the pages and stuff like that, and cheating a little bit when I'm doing it. Is that bad? Is that bad?
You were not alone. I used to call it the five-finger bookmark. People, you see them everywhere on tubes and buses say, I know what you're doing.
There were a couple of cool pictures that popped up on social media over the last couple of weeks where people were playing them in airports and things like that as well, which is really cool, because that's one of the big things about game books. You can take them anywhere, just a dice and a pencil, and it's fine. Go for it.
There's also on a documentary recently about A&E, there was someone waiting in A&E playing a Fighting Fantasy game book, which is good to see.
It's very cool.
But seriously, they actually raised literacy levels by 17% through that empowerment back in the 1980s, and a lot of people write off games as being trivial, but if it gets children reading, it's a good thing, and then they'll migrate to more serious stuff. But this is Fighting Fantasy. We're very proud of what we've achieved.
And so if you're interested in getting involved with Fighting Fantasy, or maybe you're an old fan or you want to try it out with your kids as well, we actually have a copy of Death Trap Dungeon here, which has been signed by Ian Livingstone himself. So this is a very, very special prize. All you got to do is get your comments down below in the video. Tell us what you like about Fighting Fantasy, or maybe your old stories, maybe some of your fails and things like that, because they're always sometimes better than the successes, I think.
Yeah, so it's my joy luring people to their doom. I sprinkle rose-coloured petals so you can land on poison spikes, and that was my enjoyment as an author, knowing that you're going to have a grisly doom and have to start again.
There you go, guys. You're going to die somewhere in these books.
There is no way out of Death Trap Dungeon, let me tell you.
I have tried. I don't think I've ever beaten it, actually, which is really crazy. But get involved with this. Get your comments shared below. We're doing our live streams and our live blog throughout all the weekend here at UKGE Game Expo. Also, as I say, as part of our live streams, doing a Geek and Son giveaway. So, Geek and Son that do the really cool tables and stuff. We're doing a raffle with those guys. All you got to do is pay a £5 entry fee for the raffle, answer a really quick question, and you could walk away with a copy of the Geek and Son table itself to play all your really cool games on. So maybe you want to graduate up from Fighting Fantasy and play some D&D and stuff like that. You've got a table to play it on, which is really cool. So
enjoy.
Indeed, guys. We'll see you very, very soon. Hope you enjoy the rest of the convention, and catch you in the next video.